YouTube, what's good, baby? We back with another one. It's your boy, the coolest voice on YouTube. This is the hottest channel, VMO. Check this out. How many of y'all remember back in school, we used to have those Mercator maps. They used to be up on the wall. I'm not talking about the globes. I'm talking about the big pictures that used to be up in your social study class or geometry or something like that. It used to show the different continents. In this video I'm about to show y'all, this is Jane Elliot. She's an author on race, and she breaks down how, white supremacy has been used all throughout history, on different type of facets and levels of life. But the Mercator map is one of them. And we've been lied to, of course, about history, about science, about a lot of things. But this will let you know, man, check this video out, man. It's Jane Elliot. She's gonna break this video down.
We've got it all over the building, all over the side of the wall, all over, a wall-size map. Mm-hmm. Every college and university has a Mercator map somewhere, wall size. Think about this. This tickles me to death. Which you, I'm sure, saw when you were in school. Now, if you go to a school today, you will see it again. Because this little bit of misinformation is used throughout the United States to teach about the size, the shape, and the location of all the important land masses on the face of the earth. And you know which ones they are. And this is what it looks like when it's hanging on the wall.
It looks very familiar, indeed.
Of course, yeah, it does, doesn't it? Now, you'll notice that there's a Russia and a Russia. There's a China and another China. There's an India and another India. They have to do it that way in order to have the United States in the middle of the map.
Right.
In order to use this map at all, you have to take this piece off here, and put it over here. And now you see, the United States is no longer in the middle of the map.
Right.
Now, I did this with a major record company in New York City, I think in 1970. And an older man stood up in the back of the room and said, "Now, Elliot, you've gone too far." I said, "What's your problem?" You can't do that with the map." I said, "Well, actually you can." He said, "No, the United States isn't in the middle of the map anymore." I said, "The United States never was in the middle of the map. You need to realize this depends on how you draw your map." And then I pointed this little fact out to him. South America is actually 9 times larger than Greenland.
Even though it doesn't really look like it.
No, it is. South America is actually 9 times larger than Greenland.
It's crazy.
Now, according to your social studies teachers, what is the equator? Halfway between the North Pole and the South Pole on this map would be right about here.
Right.
And that means that Iowa has a semi-tropical climate. Well, you've been in Minnesota in the wintertime.
I've been in Iowa too. It's definitely
You know that it doesn't have a tropical climate. So you have to then introduce a real version of the map of the world. That's what this is doing.
That looks very good.
The Peters projection map. The sizes on this map are right. The shapes are distorted.
Wow.
Look at Greenland on this map. Right there. See it?
Yeah, it's really tiny.
You've gone too far. I said, "What's your problem?" You can't do that with the map. I said, "Well, actually you can." He said, "No, the United States isn't in the middle of the map anymore." I said, "The United States never was in the middle of the map. You need to realize this depends on how you draw your map." And then I pointed this little fact out to him. South America is actually 9 times larger than Greenland.
Even though it doesn't really look like it.
No, it is. South America is actually 9 times larger than Greenland.
It's crazy.
Now, according to your social studies teachers, what is the equator? Halfway between the North Pole and the South Pole on this map would be right about here.
Right.
And that means that Iowa has a semi-tropical climate. Well, you've been in Minnesota in the wintertime.
I've been in Iowa too. It's definitely
You know that it doesn't have a tropical climate. So you have to then introduce a real version of the map of the world. I hope this is the one. This is
Looks very good.
the Peters projection map. The sizes on this map are right. The shapes are distorted.
Wow.
Look at Greenland on this map. Right there. See it?
Yeah, it's really tiny.
See how small that is?
Right.
Look at it on the Mercator projection.
So why do they do that? I don't understand.
Why? Because the Pope commissioned Mercator to make a map that shows the spread of Christianity. So all the countries in which there are predominantly white people are larger than those in the southern part of the world, halfway between the North Pole and South Pole.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you have children going to school and they're seeing this map,
Right.
they're seeing a distortion
Yeah.
of size, of shape, of location, of importance. If they're looking at this map, they're seeing a distorted, shape distorted, but size and location and importance makes sense. This makes no sense.
Right.
On that map, Alaska is bigger than Mexico. On this map, Mexico
Yeah.
is bigger than Alaska. And look at Canada on this map. Look at that thing. That much is the map. Look at Canada on a properly constructed map.
Yeah.
Do you think that's important?
It's like a world of difference, actually.
A world of difference. That's a good thought. Look at there. Look at South America and compare it to Greenland on this map.
Right. It's almost like we're teaching kids that we're bigger, we're better.
That's right.
You know.
That's right. That's exactly what this map is supposed to do.
Right.
What we have in this country and call education is indoctrination. We start at 3, we used to start at 5. From the northernmost point of Canada to the southernmost point of South America, all the people in here are Americans. North Americans, Central Americans, South Americans. These are all Americans. You can't put up a wall to keep Americans out because we're all Americans. And think about the day he said to the governor of Puerto Rico, "I've talked to your president." And she said to him, "You are our president." Oh, I did a speech in Washington, D.C. at a school, elementary school, last spring. And then the parents came in. I worked with children in the daytime, and the parents came in the evening. And I did a 3-hour thing, because what I do. And they brought in a black woman in a wheelchair and put her at the end of the front row. And when I was done speaking, somebody came up and said, "So-and-so wants to see you." I said, "Where is she?" She's right down there. And they pointed at this black woman sitting at the end of the row. And I went down and I said, "What can I do for you?" And she started to cry. And she said, "I've waited 80 years to hear somebody say what you said on that stage tonight. To hear somebody say that blacks were here first, that blacks had the skill, the talent, the ability, the courage, the audacity to populate every landmass on the face of the earth, and that every person in that room was a 30th to 50th cousin of everybody else, and we all came from black great grandparents." Nobody had ever said that to her. And nobody has ever said to this young man about black families. Nobody has ever said to him, "We've got it set up, my friend, so that black males are not going to be successful. You need to realize that you're being had on a daily basis. We have fixed it. We fixed it with slavery. We didn't take the dumb, the ignorant, the weak, the sick out of Africa and bring them to England to sell them to this country as slaves. We took the best and the brightest, and we brought them here and then told them they were the worst and the least, and turned them into slaves. Well, we enslaved their bodies, but we didn't enslave their minds. And some of them have allowed themselves to have their minds enslaved, but some of them, like ever so many people now that you see on television, who are black and beautiful, women and men.